Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the rumored FSD wide release. Everyone said, it's not happening. It's never going to happen. And now, the FSD is coming to Tesla near you. It has been rumored that it's just a funny serving dancing, but I see nothing funny, but it is dancing on the road pretty well, as we can see from this video. And yep, this is just another one of those boring drives with zero takeovers. ARK Invest Brett Vinton said robotaxi could turn out to be the most meaningful economic productivity delivering innovation of all time by multiple times. If and as it scales, the technology unlocks massive capital utilization and labor efficiency improvements. It truly could be innovation without precedent. And Elon Musk to that replied in 2021, just a year ago, the day FSD goes to wide release will be one of the biggest asset value increases in history. Now, let that sink in. So now anyone that has a Tesla with full self-driving package, they can use FSD beta. Now my Tesla, my wife took it, so I can't verify that myself just yet. And of course, everyone is really excited in the Tesla community. This is definitely not bad news. This is great news, fantastic news. Sawyer is saying that a huge amount of people have messaged me since last night saying they have subscribed to FSD Beta for $199 per month, now that it's in wide release. A lot of people are excited. Me, certainly, I am excited. Hopefully, I can finally get my FSD Beta in my car here in Vancouver City, Canada. More people using beta and subscribing will fundamentally help Tesla in its financials. To be determined, though. That is true. That is to be determined. But once robotaxis actually work, we can sort of do the numbers. We have an idea of what that would look like. And every time Elon Musk tries talking about that, he just says, when you do the numbers, it boggles my mind. Could it really be that big? But yes, it could really be that big, is what Elon Musk says. But it's so big that he does not even want to throw out a number out there for robotaxis and FSD specifically, I think. Because it would just sound that you are crazy. I mean, if you see a crypto coin and you say 100x, okay, maybe. But you say, let's say 30x, for a company that's one of the largest companies in the world already? Are you a lunatic? Is what most people would think. Sawyer did post multiple messages like this with people saying that they are still not getting their FSD beta. I assume this is just a few hours or a few days max. I assume everyone will get it because Elon made an announcement that everyone in North America, which I hope includes Canada. I think Canada is in North America, right? So I assume this is just a temporary thing that people are buying it and not getting it yet. The CPA in New York City says FSD Beta North America wide release estimated financial impact is, in addition to the $922 million deferred revenue recognition upside, which is $26 earnings per share, Tesla may now recognize 100% of revenue on all new purchases of full self-driving in North America, which previously was only about 60%. So this is kind of a big deal. This adds 4 cents to Q4 earnings per share, approximately 20 cents earnings per share to 2023. So even Gordon Johnson cannot say that this has no impact on Tesla. You look at the bottom line and you see profits and tell me how profits are not a tangible, real thing. You cannot argue against profits. We'll talk in just a moment what this means for Tesla stock, but first, I think everyone is so jaded at this point, or has been, about full self-driving, that they can't possibly see it ever coming out, like ever. So I think this will come as a surprise to many of them, but still, most of them will say, oh, well, can it drive me from my home to my work with me sleeping in the car? No, we cannot do that. It doesn't work. Not useful. No. Waste of money, waste of time. It's not going to be a good investment. Don't buy it, sell it. That's going to be the argument. So until it actually fully works, or for me, I'm really looking forward to trying it, hopefully later today, and then I'll let you all guys know how that goes. But for me, the wide release, that's a great thing, of course, because that will allow Tesla to collect so much more data, and data is the main thing. But earlier, when FSD was so bad, just earlier this year, beginning of this year, ooh, I don't want to watch those videos. Bad, naughty FSD. Now it's actually pretty good. I mean, this is a 1 hour drive almost with 0 takeovers. And it includes a good deal of city driving, as you can see as well. There's some highway, but it's a great deal of city driving. It's unbelievable the progress that Tesla has achieved. Now, of course, this is San Francisco area, so Tesla has a lot more data in San Francisco because a lot of engineers live there, and a lot of people that do have the beta are in San Francisco, and so, of course, you will have better data. But guess what? Now with the wide beta release, Tesla will have data everywhere. So you cannot make an argument that it only works in San Francisco. If we have more data, it will work just as well in San Francisco. And guess what? The more data we have, the better it works everywhere. Because it will know, oh, this intersection, you cannot do that. Oh, yeah, probably. If you cannot do it here, you probably cannot do it anywhere. And if you can do it here, you can probably do it everywhere. So I'm very excited. Now, if you are a more conservative investor like I am, I only own Tesla stock though in my stock portfolio, but I am young and I make a lot of money. So it all makes sense. The most important thing, if you are more conservative, that you want to look at is not, the dream. You want to look at actual profits, and I believe that with the wide release of FSD, the take rate is simply going to get higher. And the most exciting thing for me that I am waiting for is I want to see videos, many of them, 10 hours or 8 hours or 4 hours in New York City, no interventions, no takeovers, and my car drives fine. To me, that would be the biggest bullish sign. The wide release helps with that because simply when you have more people trying, eventually if you try it enough times, the chance of you doing, a 4-hour drive, a 5-hour drive, a 6-hour, an 8-hour drive in busy downtown traffic and no interventions is just much higher. And Omar he announced that he is going to do a coast to coast, hopefully no takeover drive later. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the main thing that I'm looking for. So what will the stock do right now? That's a little bit hard to say because, we are excited, of course, but our institutions, I don't know. We'll see when the markets open. But to me, this is certainly not a bad sign. This is quite bullish. I mean, the wide release is coming out a month earlier than expected. So this is all great news. How do you feel? Are you excited? I definitely am excited. Look at this beautiful drive. No takeovers. About 1 hour of driving here. And of course, highways are easier. But still, it's quite impressive. Check out how bad it was in the beginning of this year. And this is actually one of the somewhat better ones. So we are starting off quite well so far, right? It makes Omar a little nervous though. And boom! Just when you thought it had it all figured out, it slams on the brakes. And then everything looks fine. And it just stops. Like Tesla stopped. Ooh, I said it. It stopped the fun. No fun here. And when you thought that it's going well again, it goes well. But just wait and see what happens next. You don't have to wait long because this is from a year ago. The fun is going. Everything is looking good, like Tesla stock. And then, bam! Hard brake. People mad, honking at us, and notice there's a sign to not go left on red. And what are we gonna do? We are gonna go through red. Oh. This was early of this year, January. This is how good it was compared to now. Boom. I never stopped in the middle of nowhere for no good reason. Not good at all. Like, can you guys see how much progress we have made with full self-driving? And that's without LiDAR. That's without HD maps. And that's without... We removed the ultrasonic sensors. So, and radar also. No more radar. This is huge progress. And compare this to what we have now. It's amazing, but it used to be pretty bad. Oh no! Whoa! That looked really close from this angle that we have. Woo! Watching this is quite stressful, like for many of you holding Tesla stock. But yeah, it is not an easy drive here, but now it sort of handles drives like this quite easily and well. And if you thought this was the end of the stressful situations, you just wait for a little bit longer. We have some encouragement from behind. Whoa, that's a lot of encouragement. This is, imagine being in Omar's seat right now. You hear people beeping, you hear Tesla crying, that Audi is telling you go to you know where. These were some interesting times, and now we have made so much progress. But wait, it does not stop here. It does not, unfortunately. Check this out. What's happening here? Oh, are we gonna like come out and like be angry at us? No, I don't think so. Okay. Imagine being Omar in the car, and this car just stops and sort of not really blocks you, but yeah, I mean the car is just stuck. It's not doing anything. This is terrible. Yeah. This is still from a year ago. Watch what's gonna happen here ahead. It's gonna be another stressful situation, still from that same drive. It's just a few minutes later. We got people on the side, we got a stop sign, and we got FedEx parked, and the visibility is not exactly great. I would be a little bit uncomfortable here. Ooh, but it handled well, so it wasn't all bad. I mean, it was clear it was getting better. It handled this maneuver quite well. And now compare that to this. 3 hours, no takeovers. A lot of it, of course, is highway, but there's a good deal in the city as well, and it's smooth and it's comfortable. This is that same 3-hour drive, but just sped up. It makes me want to dance, you know? It's comfortable, simple, no stress, easy, not complicated. It just drives itself. This is what's coming to everyone very soon. And the thing is, with AI models, the number of parameters in AI models, I've been telling you this, guys, for a while now. The number of parameters in AI models every year for the last few years has grown by 10 times. The Moore's law, which our whole economy has exploded because of it, basically. It gave us the computers, the cell phones, the smartphones, the internet, maybe even you could say all of the apps and all of the technology. And that is a doubling of every 2 years, the number of transistors, that is. The AI models are 10xing every year. So you look at this and tell me, how is full self-driving not going to be solved? I mean, you saw how bad it was just earlier this year, and now it's fine. No interventions, no takeover. It's fine. It's working already. I expect the progress to be sort of exponential, because the thing is, when you really think about it, it's really hard to see progress with full self-driving when the car goes from a retarded cockroach to a smart cockroach. And there's a big difference between these two, by the way. And then it goes from, a retarded cockroach to a cockroach to now maybe a retarded mouse. And to us, it still looks retarded, right? But the progress is actually amazing. So when we approach this tipping point where it's going to be almost as safe as human driving, I think, everyone is worried about the chasing the nines. How good does it have to be? It has to be like 99.999999999999999% good, right? Or something like that. I think the progress is actually going to speed up, because you will have so much more data, and the AI models are growing so fast, it's so hard to predict anything. So that's what I'm doing. I am not trying to predict, it's going to be solved this year or next year or that year. I just think it's probably going to be before 2030. That's my guess. So whichever year it happens before then, to me, it doesn't really matter. I don't really know, how do I time something that we haven't, solved before. And with the stocks, people say you cannot time a stock market. And we have decades, hundreds of years of data and multiple different markets where you can practice. With full self-driving, how do you anticipate when is it going to be solved exactly? I think it's difficult. I think this wide release has snuck up on many. And I think when Tesla bears are going to see it, many of them are not going to really believe, it is happening now? Really? It is happening now? Really? No, there's no way it's happening now. Like, you have to, I think, really feel it. So you have to be in the car for you to believe it. So it's incredible. You can see the car is just driving itself fine, changing lanes, doing all the maneuvers, accelerating, braking when it has to, changing lanes many, many, many times. No problem. This is a 3-hour drive. It goes on like this for 3 hours. Really, tell me, how do you think full self-driving is not going to be solved by Tesla eventually? Really tell me. Why do you think so that? Really, give me good arguments. I would really like to know. I can't come up with a good, reasonable explanation that it will not be solved. So, I am buying Tesla stock, and these are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Posius. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends, and see you soon.